Show, beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for taking the time to be here. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified global financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of a book called The Black Billionaires Club. And here today on the Money and Power Show, as we talk about economics, politics, money, power, and respect. I'll be sharing with you guys a story about the title CannaGlobe Chaos. This is another series of mine as I talk about my experiences in business, and we're going to call this the Spanish Division Takeover today. So that'll be the main topic that we'll discuss today on today's show. But of course, as we get the show started, we'll give you our proverb of the day, our crypto of the day, some little crypto information, and some news that you can use to make better decisions for your future, because your wealth, beautiful people, is in the future. So as you make decisions for the future, you can better decisions for your future, better decisions now for your future. You can increase your income, increase your bank account, increase your retirement funds, all that good stuff, so that you can pay to live the kind of life that you want to live. So while you guys are connecting, let us know where you're connecting from, what city, what state, what country you might be connected from here today. We're broadcasting live from our studios here in Decatur, Georgia. That's right, Decatur, where it's greater. And we have people all over the world. So let's love to know where you're connected from here today. And if you should be happy to catch this by replay, didn't catch the live stream that we're doing here, just let us know in the comments below. Put in the comments below hashtag replay. So let's get right into this thing here today. So I wanted to start with our proverb of the day. We always start here. This is going to come from Proverbs chapter 26, verse 16. It's our proverb of the day: to keep broke and stupid away. So Proverbs chapter 26, verse 16 says this: the sluggard is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can answer sensibly. The sluggard is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can answer sensibly. In another version, it says this: lazy people consider themselves smarter than 7 wise counselors. Now, of course, you share with us your thoughts on today's proverb, but I'll share with you guys my thoughts. It's saying lazy people or sluggard. Sluggard is a lazy person. To me, it's a person that does a lot of talking, not a lot of walking. A person that counts potatoes, sitting around playing video games all day, smoking weed all day, whatever. Not doing much out in society, or not being an able-bodied person. It's a lazy person. Consider themselves smarter. They think they're smart. They think they got the answers to everything. Then these people that are out here actually doing the work, who have the experience, who have the knowledge, who've done the studying, and are putting in the work. And it says 7 wise counselors. So not only do they think that they're smarter than one person, then what about 7? Wise people. These are people that can help you. The mentors, coaches, counselors. Then 7 wise counselors. And so I'm saying to myself, man, I know some people like this, and I quoted to if you know so much, if you are so smart, then why are you broke, right? And there's a difference between knowing and understanding. I think the smart people know, but they don't necessarily apply. And so, understanding gets you to the application phase of these principles in order to be wise. So if you are so smart, you're so smart, you got it all figured out, you know how it's going to work, but it ain't working. If you're so smart, then why are you broke? If you're so smart, why are you unhealthy? If you're so smart, why are you not wealthy? If you're so smart, why are you unhealthy? If you're so smart, right? It's because you probably have been listening to some things instead of doing some things. You've probably been listening to some things instead of learning some things. The lazy people consider themselves smarter than 7 wise counselors. Our proverb of the day: to keep broke and stupid away. Now, over in the crypto world, beautiful people, man, crypto market is down 6% today as we speak. BTC, or Bitcoin, is about 92,000 last I looked. And I'll tell you guys, we kind of saw this coming. Typically, when I hear of the word all-time high, that is going to be a place where people take profits, typically that have been holding for a while. They may take their profits to sell to someone else that wants it. And so then there's a nice little sell-off that takes place of people capturing their profits. And you can expect the market to go down. And then now it provides an opportunity for some people who've been waiting Maybe they're excited now to get into the market. They've been waiting, and now they can see more. Prices becoming a little bit more affordable, where they can actually get in on some plays. So this comes with the territory. It doesn't just the market doesn't go up, up, up all the time. It does go in valleys, and we can look at it over a long period of time and see if those values are trending upward or trending downward. So the market is down 90 to 90. Bitcoin's down 92,000 a coin, and the market's now 6%. Now I'll tell you this. I was talking to coming up with a new plan for some people, and I asked them, how much money could you afford to save per week if you were going to invest into your future? Could you afford to save $25 a week? Could you afford to save $50 a week, $100 a week? Here's my question to you: how much money could you afford to save a week in order to build your fortune? In order to build your fortune, remember, wealth is in the future. So what I'm teaching people in our class, and of course we do have some free classes for you, free crypto classes. Join our crypto community. There'll be description in the comment below this video for you to be able to do that. But when it comes to this investing thing or building wealth, it's habits that we could adopt. And in our class last night, I had a lady mention to me that she doesn't know much about crypto, right? She doesn't know much about a lot of things, but she listened to my advice about 4 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago, when I said, well, hey, let's just first up, let's just get you going into Bitcoin, and let's just set an amount that you can afford to buy Bitcoin every week or every 2 weeks. And so she did that. And so for the past 2 years, she has just been consistently investing into Bitcoin all the way up to Bitcoin hit its all-time high, about 99,000. Now, I don't know how much she was doing every week or every 2 weeks or every month, but I do know she said she was consistently doing it for 2 years. So let's just say she did it every month. That'll be 12 months, 24 months of consistently putting some money into or buying Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin just takes off over the past year, up 150%. Whatever she has in there, let's just say it's if it was $50 a month, that'd be $600 a year. That'd be about $1,200, and you could probably multiply that by about 200%. So $1,200 would then be about $3,600 that she may have in that account. I don't know what she was doing, but my point is, even though she doesn't know a lot about cryptocurrency, she was willing to follow some advice and do something and consistently do it and didn't stop doing it. And I'm be interested to see just how much she has accrued and how much she has accumulated, just how much her account has grown over the past year. So I'm super excited about that. Hearing someone take my advice as a student and do something with it. Now, as I mentioned, $25 a week, $50 a week, how much could you afford to save in order to invest for your future? How much can you afford to save in order to invest to build your fortune? Now, here's a little bit of news. And so if you want to join our class, join our community, our investing community, our crypto community, our investment clubs, there's going to be a link to be able to take classes if you want to take classes, to join the community if you want to join the community, whatever that may be. Now, here's some news that you can use before I get into the crux of the story I wanted to tell you guys here today. Amazon warehouse are they increasing their use of robots. So as we are moving here into the future, we know that robotics, we know that AI is going to be a big thing. So so some of those jobs are going to be changing. And are you into Amazon's listed, and are you into robotics? Is that something that you may want to invest in? Warren Buffett, I think he's now the fifth richest person, where he used to be the richest person in the world. He is starting to divest his fortune. So he's making some donations to some foundations, 1.1 billion, and then he has another 147 billion that he is going to be looked to basically spread when he passes away. It's like a 10-year plan he's putting together to basically give all of his money away, obviously through some family and there's some other things as well. Scott Turner, another highlight. Scott Turner is a black senator, I believe. He was picked by Trump to be the housing secretary. So we do have some representation in the cabinet of Trump. So congratulations to Scott Turner being appointed housing secretary for the Trump administration. Biden, some latest news here, proposed that Medicare and Medicaid is he wants to pay for some expensive weight loss pills that are out, and I thought that was interesting. I don't, he's doing some things before he leaves, but some weight loss pills. We I don't know the names of them, but it proposed that Medicare and Medicaid pay for them for people, costly weight loss pills. Now, I'm not a big proponent of this. I don't know. We know what it takes to actually lose weight. If and you can do it naturally. Most people, I would say, would rather do pills than actually put in the work, the fitness, the exercise, the eating right. We could fix the weight problem if we change our diets, change the food, the stuff that's in our foods, and we do some exercise. But nonetheless, there are some people who just continue to try to go the shortcut cut route, and they deal with all of the side effects from those pills. Black Friday is coming up this week. We will be in Atlanta. We'll be doing some street vending for supplies. So if you are in the Atlanta area, you want to check us out, come meet us. We will be out there. I'll be leaving an event for you guys on my Facebook page. Okay, and then there is a $6.6 billion loan that is given from that Biden has given to this company called Rivian, which is a car company, and that loan is for them to build a warehouse, a warehouse facility in Georgia. So it looks like we may have Rivian coming to Georgia to bring some more jobs. And so, shout out to that. But when they're giving money like that, 6.6 billion to that company, that might be a company to look at on your stock watch. Okay, so check out Rivian. Maybe something for you to look at. That's an up and coming vehicle. You have they rival Tesla now. They making cars and things like that. So at any rate, so that's the news that you can use here today. So let's get right to a little bit of discussion here. I wanted to talk about from the standpoint of when I'm talking business on entrepreneurship. I want you guys to understand, learn the game. It's a game. It really is a game, and I mean, we play games like Monopoly. We play games maybe like Life, but entrepreneurship or business is a game. Mr. Wayans, I think it was Marlon Wayans, said that if you're going to be in business, you got to be a shark, and there are a lot of sharks in the water. So as I talk about, moving into the CannaGlobe chaos, our Spanish division takeover, I want to show you a little bit about how this stuff plays out and how if you're naive, you will be taken advantage of. And at the same time, although you might be taken advantage of, it is also a space for you to learn, so you won't be naive again. So hopefully we learn our lessons, and I learn my lessons, and as we learn those lessons, we become better, and as we become better, or we mature, and we become better, be able to do things in a more efficient way. And so I remember, my time with that company that there was no Spanish division. Although we could do business in different countries that spoke Spanish, we didn't really have a Spanish division. And I believe at that time we only had one presentation that was in Spanish. And so we took it upon ourselves, the Unlimited Income Squad, to say, well, hey, let's create a Spanish division. What does that look like? So we had basically I had a sister that was doing very well. She was from Oregon. Another sister here that was here in Decatur. We started talking about what that looks like because we wanted to reach out into Mexico. We wanted to expand into these other territories and see if we could find some more business. So one of the ladies had a contact within the organization that knew someone, because what we were looking for was someone who could translate Spanish, and she was able to find that person, and so that person came with two other ladies who were willing to help, and so we kind of collaborated to say, hey, we're going to build this Spanish division. So that as we find more Spanish-speaking people, and as the company finds more Spanish-speaking people, we can have something available for them. Being that Spanish is like the second probably most spoken language based upon the countries that we could service. So we thought. So we started to build out the Spanish division. We or Spanish. We had started to work on the Spanish PowerPoint. Started to put people in place. Started to reach out to these different Spanish speaking territories like Mexico and Puerto Rico. Started to find people that may be interested in doing becoming a customer or becoming a business partner in this health and wellness cannabis and mushroom space. We started to have meetings on a regular basis. The three ladies who spoke Spanish, plus the lady from Oregon who kind of is now in charge of the Spanish division. We're doing graphics and doing trailers and marketing and all that good stuff. And we started to have regular, consistent meetings like on Tuesday and Friday. Then, um, we ran into some I guess some disagreement, and the team kind of split. So it was basically the ladies, what we would call a sisterhood, were kind of still running the Spanish business, doing their thing. And I went off and I started working on in another space with a whole nother team. And I think they were doing very well. They start working on their whys. They start working on, still consistently presenting, getting better at that, shortening it up, supporting one another. And then I believe, I don't know all of the details in between there, but there was another rift, and this is what happens as well, guys. One thing that you can expect for there to be some egos that clash. You can expect in any group. It doesn't matter whether it's this business or some other. You can expect there to be some times where you're not going to see eye to eye, or there are going to be some times when people want to be in charge or something. All this different stuff that happens just between people. Um, because we lose sight of maybe we didn't have we lose sight of the objective, or we go from a space of being where we're supporting one another to where somebody else wants to be in charge. But nonetheless, um then there was a brother who came in. He was the top income earner with the company, and I guess he kind of pitched to them, how we could bring that into, really move it forward within the organization, how he could help them. And he started working with the ladies that were already speaking Spanish. Now, the thing about it is this: once that happens, he has a vested interest. It comes down to who has control of what, and what are you willing to give up? What's in the negotiation phase? Like, hey, well, you'll help us. Okay, what are you getting? What are we getting? Now I don't know all of the details on what happened with those negotiations, but I do know he started showing up, popping up on the flyer with them, and he's a number one guy in the company, so that should bring more people. That should be a draw. The company then had an event in Puerto Rico, which was I believe was probably well put together. I saw only highlights from it, but I noticed when they had the meeting or the event in Puerto Rico that the I didn't see the ladies really doing the presentation. I think I saw one give a testimony, another kind of introduce them and welcome them. But they were a part of the program, but I could tell that it was starting to slip away. The company had brought in another new superstar who was from Puerto Rico, spoke Spanish, but he was brand fresh new. And they had the event in Puerto Rico. And then when they came out of Puerto Rico, the next piece of material that I saw was four guys, three of the top income earners, plus this new guy saying, "Hey, we have a business meeting in Spanish." And so basically, it appears that we got a Spanish division going to bring it as an opportunity for people to have something to come to if they have Spanish speaking people. But over this time period, it has gone from this great idea that we had to now basically being owned and operated by the company, and having basically giving no credit to the work that was done, and then also kind of putting those who actually laid the foundation, kind of casting them to aside, said, now we got it from here. And now that you guys have done all the work, now that you guys have put together all of the material, now that that has been done, now that you guys have done that work, we'll take it from here. And it leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. Because it's much, I would say it's much better to bring people along, to develop them so they can continue to do what they have been doing, than to take something from them and say that we can do it better. Uh, you in this relationship marketing space, the space where you're kind of leaning on other people to help you make more money. Um, to some, that feels like you kind of did me wrong. To some, that can make them feel like, hey, you know why did we give up our stuff for you to be able to benefit off of it? And then now, how do we benefit? Did they pay for it? I doubt it, or maybe they did. I don't know. But it's just very interesting when you start to see the powers that be take over. This happens in corporate America as well. When people have brought their talents, their ideas to help make the company better, and then guess what? When that person is no longer with the company has benefited, has taken great pleasure in those $1 million ideas that the employee brought to the company, but they didn't get paid $1 million. The company did. So it's not. I wouldn't say that it's super like. Uh, there's a way in which you can go about doing it, and I don't think that way was very credible. And so it leaves a bad taste in my mouth because I was there to watch these ladies you really create something out of thin air, and then now they no longer own and control it. And so this is where you see why you see people have copyrights, why you see people get protections, so that this stuff can't be stolen, because that is anything that we create is really our intellectual property. Anything that we create is really ours. But if we give it away, then we can't really complain about what other people do with it when we give it away, with really no fight. You were trying to fight after we've given something away when we should have been fighting to keep what we have created in the first place, and at least got paid for it if we did not. But anyway, it's not. It's part of the game, and I hope that all that are involved in that process, from those who came up with the idea to those who worked on the idea to those that made it happen, even to those that are currently still doing it. I hope that we all learn how to really give credit to where credit is due, and then also to honor people. You honor people for the work that they have done, the job they have done to make everybody better. Okay, so that's what I got there as far as my story that I wanted to share with you guys. This things happen in business, but once you know them, you understand them. They don't affect you as much because it kind of goes along. But what I try to do personally is I just try to make sure I don't become I'm not a part. I'm not a really a. I try not to be a part of the problem. Right. If I see that that's an issue, then I try not to do it in my own business because I don't want that being done to me. And the good book says, we talk about the golden rule: do unto others, you will have them do unto you. And we may understand these things like karma, where if we dish it out, it will come back, and it does come back. It comes back in a mighty way. When you do people wrong, it will come back on you. You may seem like you're winning in the beginning, but at the end, you really don't. So, uh, you know, put yourself in other people's shoes and just try to do people right. To always try to do people right. And I've never seen the righteous forsaken nor his seed begging bread. I've never seen the righteous forsaken nor his seed begging bread, because they're flowing with the universe. They're flowing with the spirit. They're flowing to all possibilities. They're flowing to prosperity in all areas of their life. So anyway, guys, gave you the news that you can use here today. Share with you guys a little bit of what's going on in the crypto market, our proverb of the day. So this is going to be our show here today, the Money and Power Show, where we talk about money, power, and respect, man. I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's keep building as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. We all we got. But thank God, that's more than enough. I'm out.